I was 15 going on 16, and I had told my mom I had this chunk of money saved up, and she said, have you ever considered buying a house? And at the age of 16, like, the last thing that I'm thinking about is buying a house. I wasn't sure what I was really putting my money into, but I had confidence in my mom that we were making the right decision, and it definitely paid off. My name is Sebastian, I'm 28 years old, and I built a net worth just over $1 million US without making a six-figure salary. I've spent a good portion of my life from the age of 15 to about 24, kind of just working all the time, every single day. The last 3 years is actually the most quietest that I've ever had my entire life. I was born in Mexico. My mom and I immigrated to Canada when I was 3 years old. My mom was hesitant to go ahead with that, and she had told me that maybe you could use that money for something better. And she said that if you took that initial down payment to buy this house, you could buy it, we could renovate it, and then sell it for a profit. And the concept at the time was just very confusing to me. I didn't really understand what she meant by that. My mom has been a cornerstone in my life. She's always kind of guided me into the right direction, into where I should go. She had told me that this will be the best decision you'll ever make in your life. So I had given mom the savings that I had, and we had moved forward and purchased this house. When I first walked in there, I thought to myself, what have we done? It needed to be completely gutted. I didn't know the first thing about construction. Mom had helped with all of the renovation costs with some lines of credits that she had. I was tearing down walls, ripping out flooring, putting new flooring in, ripping out cabinets, helping put new cabinets in. So any of the profits that came from the house, we kind of just floated into the next house purchase. The second house that we bought was shortly after that one has sold, about 6 months after, give or take. And that one was purchased by my mother, and at the time my stepdad as well. By the time we got to the third house, I was 18 at the time, so I was able to put my name and my mom's name on that house. It just started to fuel my hunger for real estate. I only just cared about keeping the money within real estate and kind of growing that. It wasn't up until when I had a chance to sit down with my father-in-law, and he kind of introduced me to index funds and investing in the market. I didn't really understand the power of compound growth up until that point. And from that point on, I started putting a monthly amount away for retirement. Given my net worth at the time, I had taken about 10% and invested into cryptocurrency. However, it was a gamble that we had taken at the time, and it's definitely paid off, fortunately. Leaving Walmart was one of the toughest decisions I've ever made. My schedule was all over the place, just working in retail. You're working mornings, afternoons, weekends, so there was a not great work-life balance, but I was all in it just to climb the career ladder. When we found out we were pregnant, we started looking at other options to move back home or move into a different career field. There was another job opportunity that was brought up to me in the financial industry at home. So my wife and I, we kind of had sat down and tried to figure out, do I want to keep chasing this retail career and kind of growing within that with a competitor, or do we maybe kind of take a step back and slow it down and move home and have a better work-life balance atmosphere? Because of the little one, we decided to take that career field and kind of have her acclimated back into our hometown. So how our income looks right now is my income as a financial advisor for about $80,000. I have rental income coming in, which is an additional about $22,000 Canadian. And in addition to that, my wife's income, which when she goes back to work full time, she'll be making around $90,000 Canadian. So looking back at September, my wife and I had spent around 15,500 Canadian dollars, and we had brought in about 13,000 Canadian dollars. The reason for the discrepancy in income to expenses was we have two big insurance payments that come out in September. On an average month, we're bringing in about $8,000 Canadian and spending about $6,000 Canadian. I'm very frugal when it comes to our budget, so I review it on a daily basis. One of the biggest category lines on our budget is our home expenses. After that line item, I would say our lifestyle expenses are the most expensive. So all of our grocery, health and beauty, anything that has to do with the baby. Afterwards would be transportation. So any gas that we have to pay, our insurance. We don't have any auto loans. So it's just all of the actual maintenance costs for the vehicles themselves. By the time she's 18, she should have around $150,000 for her education savings plan at the time. I want to increase what we currently invest every single month into our index funds from possibly $1,200 to about $2,000 once my wife goes back to work. In terms of age for retirement, I don't really like to think of it as retirement, but more so as financial independence. Right now, I'm projected to be financial independent by about 35. There's been certain individuals in my life that have guided me to where I am today. Like, I couldn't have done any of this without the help of those individuals, and I would love to somehow give to others what I've learned along my track. At the end of the day, I think it has to do with what you do with your money, making sure that you know where your money is going, what you're spending your money on, how you're investing your money. All of these different things will propel you into things that you won't even imagine.